I'm excited. The green is looking good after our reno. Oh, I mean, how long ago was it? Like 5 weeks ago or something? Took a little while to come back because I didn't fertilise it for so long, because I wanted to see how it would respond after that reno and not putting any food out. Because remember, we were trying to reduce the thatch levels on this green just here, but it struggled. It really struggled to repair. I mean, the holes filled in very quickly, but we still haven't had repair on some areas that got a little bit damaged. And you can even see like there's little freckles around the edge of the green from where we fertilised the ryegrass. So it goes to show that the green was very, very hungry. So it needed a good hit of granular fertiliser. So I've done that last week. Not gonna do that video today. Put some granular fert out on the green, just some mini prill fertiliser. But today we've got some things to repair. Gonna do some maintenance. Gonna get this area fixed up and looking pristine before winter time hits, which isn't far away. So let's get into it. Yo mate, what up? Welcome to another lawn tip vid. Turn off, there we go. This will probably be one of the last mows with the Toro on the green. I use it when it's coming back from renovations or when I've done some top dressing, something along those lines, just because it is my older mower and I've got an old blade on that bad boy just there. So we'll give it a single cut today. I gave a double cut yesterday. I'm back into the routine of mowing again, unless we get a bit of a stupid amount of rain. But yeah, the biggest thing for this green I found is I've got to make sure I'm mowing it regularly or it just struggles. And it's the same when it comes to home lawns as well. You've got to be mowing your lawn regularly. Now the ryegrass I mowed yesterday as well, probably needs a tidy up cut. We'll see how we go with that today. But I obviously want to overseed some patches and possibly do some plugging as well. Let's give it a single cut and we'll show you how much comes off. It's not going to be a lot because it's not growing a ton, but just tidy up a bit, whip that dew off the top of it and just make it shine, and helps me keep in the routine of that almost daily mowing. So it turned out pretty good. Now there is a few problem areas on here that I'm going to talk about in a minute, but let's just see how much grass we got off on the whole green after cutting it yesterday. So we are getting a bit more growth now, I think, because that granular fert is starting to kick in now. I didn't put a ton of nitrogen out. I put about 9% nitrogen on the area, so still pretty low. Not a ton, but we still are getting some growth now. So we've probably got about just over a bit of quarter of a catcher. A few leaves in there, a little bit wet, but we are getting some grass off. Now, I have actually been using these clippings to cover over some of the bare areas to help the seed come up and germinate, but I think I had a bit of a window there. I didn't water as much as I should have because I thought the seed would have been fine. The seed would have, but a lot of it died off because I didn't keep the water up to this area as much as I should have. So sort of my problem in that sense. So we're going to do some overseeding on the bare patches today. There's not too many, mostly down near the dam there's some, and probably 2 or 3 other spots. Basically nothing. I could plug them, but I want to put some seed out at the moment, just for the sake of it. So we'll get towards that towards the end of the video. But next I just want to talk about some problem areas on the golf green itself. So the main problem area on the green is actually dry patch, believe it or not, for this time of year. Kind of weird, but what happened was I just was like, oh, well, it's getting cold now. I don't need to water the green as much. We had a little bit of rain about, so we were sweet, but it was windy as. So the green wasn't holding moisture properly in here. There's some hydrophobic areas as well where water's just running off the top. So I need to get some wetting agent out so we can actually get some more use out of the water that's been put into this from the rain and also from the tanks as well up there that uses the irrigation. So Wetting agent, believe it or not, needs to be used throughout the winter time as well if you're having a bit of a dry season or a windy season as well. So I'm going to make sure I get the wetting agent out. I'm not sure if you can see the dry spot on camera. Some up the back. There's a couple of patches down the front here as well. It's come back quite a bit because we had a good bit of fall on Saturday, Sunday this past week. So a lot of it has come back, but we still need to get this wetting agent to help protect it out for the future. So it's going to stop the water running off the top, and it's going to help the moisture just stay in there and help it just evenly drop down into the soil as well instead of running off into different areas. So I'll do that, but I'm also going to put Tri-Cure wetting agent out today, which I'm going to mix with some liquid iron as well, so my enhanced product. So Tri-Cure is very, very good to mix with other fertilizers. Just make sure you do a jar test first. So put them in a jar and make sure they don't go funky in the jar, because obviously if they go funny in the jar, it's gonna be really hard to spray them out in your sprayer. You'll clog up some nozzles and you'll have problems overall. So I'll even do that just to double check, because I haven't ever actually tried enhance with Tri-Cure, so we'll try that now. We're gonna put that out, leave it on the leaf and water it in later today. Probably leave it on the leaf for about 4 hours. Tri-Cure was pretty good like that. It's not gonna burn like some other wetting agents can as well. So we'll put out the Tri-Cure today, which is the wetting agent, help break the surface tension a bit, help retain some moisture in there. Also can be good to help move moisture off the surface if it's getting quite wet from tons and tons of rain. So another great option. The enhance, mostly for the liquid iron and a bit of nitrogen in there to push colour down there evenly out, get rid of those little freckles on the green basically from that granular fertiliser that was from the ryegrass. And then we'll chuck in some kelp as well, some survival, just to help the root system over the winter time, because we really want to focus on getting that nice and resilient for when some frost hits. If it does this year, you never know, it might not. Which would be awesome, because things will just keep growing like crazy. Yeah, that's the thought process behind it. I like to get things like this out at least monthly, every 3 to 4 weeks. Let's do a jar test. All you do for a jar test is get your jar, get your product. Let's put the wetting agent in first, a little bit in there. Doesn't have to be a ton. And what you're looking for is to see if they either separate and they don't mix well together, or if they go thick, which can happen. Liquid iron products do tend to have reactions sometimes, depending on what type of iron it is. What's stinks? Stinks good. So we are fine. It looks thick, but that's because the wetting agent's a little bit thick. Fine, I'll just get a stick and mix it just to double check. Sorry, tree. Yeah, it's fine. So normally when it goes thick and nasty, it actually gets like clumpy. It's real odd. I've seen it before. I remember doing it years ago with iron, and I think it was some humic acid actually, and it just went nasty and clogged my sprayer up and I couldn't put anything out. But that, I might even put it in the basket and just see how it goes to the basket. We've got any clumps left afterwards, we know it's a problem. It's just good to double check. Oh, we're fine, there's a leaf in there. Which is what I thought was something clogging up, but just a leaf obviously falling in there. Must have been when I walked over there. All right, that's good. Let's do it. So 200 mil, 100 square meters of the enhance, 100 mil per 100 square meters of the survival, and the Tri-Cure, we're just gonna go 100 mil per 100 square meters of that as well. The recommended rate's 120. We'll just go a little bit lower, so we don't need to go nuts with it. All right, let's put it out. Well, right at the end, I ran out, so there's like 3 passes that didn't get anything, so I wonder what the difference will look like in a couple of days. I'll show you when it happens, but man, putting wetting agent out, it's just gonna make a big difference to this area. I'm excited. I don't know why I haven't been. I think just when it gets cooler, I just think to myself, nah, I should be right, but it'll be good. I'll keep on top of this here. Last thing on the agenda for today is fixing up these little bare patches like this. So all I'm gonna do for today, this is my thoughts for today, because we've still got some warm nights, as in enough for cool season grass to germinate over the next at least 2 weeks, which means plenty enough time for this to come up. You don't get as much frost out here, there's a bit of rain about, so probably the perfect time to put some seed out. Now, all I'm honestly gonna do is get a handful, chuck it out, probably go a little bit higher rate than usual, because some of it won't come up, I think, because it is a bit cooler now. Generally the best time to do this is like late fed. If you're in Queensland or somewhere warmer all through winter, you'll be sweet if you're doing some oversowing with ryegrass. And then I'm going to put some sand on top. Now you can use topsoil, you can use peat moss, you can use grass clippings, which work really well if you want to use grass clippings instead of putting some soil out. I'll probably come down and put some grass clippings down in a couple of days once I mow the green next, over top of these spots as well, just to really help maintain some moisture. Not too thick, just lightly, just to keep the moisture in there. But it also helps sort of feed some nutrients back in there from the nutrients that are in those clippings and when they break down. Just don't go crazy thick, but we'll do this now, put it out as much as we can in the areas that are bare, but there's not too much. And then we should be set for winter. That's all done, that's for today, which is nice to get that done. Nice to get those little patches fixed up as well. So I need to make sure I keep the water up to them. Not really much else. As you can imagine, I still have to mow the ryegrass, so we'll see how it goes. I may have to actually plug these areas if they don't fill in before winter time, which is fine. We've got heaps of spare ryegrass around the outside that I can plug in there, but I thought do the seed while I can, quick little easy job, and we'll go from there. But thanks guys so much for watching, really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video, I guess.